Sweet. Here's a video of my brand spanking new Huina V4 upgraded version. Broken. That's disappointing. This thing broke right here. You see that? The awesome Chinese metal they use there. Snapped right off. The best part is communicating with them about the brake and them telling me, because I did a paint job on it, that I tampered with it and that's the reason that it broke, or they couldn't be sure because I painted it that it broke. Then the spokesperson I spoke with told me that their engineer also said to me that I must have added extra weight to it, and that's the reason then that it broke, which is just unbelievable. It's absurd to even hear that. So yeah, just wanted to make a video of that before I fix it. I don't know what's going on right now. I bought two of them in the last year. These things have been out for 1 year that I've seen them for. They've been out for a little bit longer than that, but I've had, in 1 year, I've owned two of them now. The first one is this puppy over here, which I've taken parts from to do other builds and things like that now. First, I had issues with the little plastic piece that was the coupler between this motor and the boom that had broken. This is the V2 model. My dad had a V3, which I borrowed for a little bit in a fire hydrant series I had made, and then I gave it back to him. Yeah, this one here, it had broke, so I got some parts to replace that, and it just started having nothing but issues with it, and just gremlins everywhere in this thing. Another thing about this model too is the body that I painted here is actually the V2 body. This is the V4 cab right here. It's exactly the same, but I just kind of wanted to show people that it was brand spanking new, and I didn't actually paint the existing body. See, it's untouched. It's shiny and nice and new right there. There's that little scratch. Anyways, yeah, the whole thing's just been pretty ridiculous, really. Right now, after owning two of them, I basically just said, look, I want my money back in full, which I thought about later on. Maybe, you know, I bought one from a particular company. I didn't buy two from them. They initially said, oh, would you want some spare parts? And after owning two of them, I don't want spare parts for something that's going to just keep on breaking, I thought. I said I'd just rather have my money back instead, which has really got me nowhere at all. So I thought about it again and said, okay, well, you know, I bought one from this one company, so maybe I will get some spare parts then from them. I haven't heard anything back yet. I don't know. I've sent an email to say, hey, what's going on with this thing? They're $550 a pop. It's $1,100. I got stuff sitting here. You know, the whole thing about the weight. I see videos, we've all seen videos of just going through Facebook of them showing people like sitting on them as they're driving them around and dumping them off of rocky faces and showing that they still work to show versatility, but then the engineers at the company turn around and say I added weight to make the thing snap. It's, you know, what's your aim in advertising here? What suits your needs when the problems arise, I think. So I'm pretty chapped with them. You know, I know it's an electric model. I know it's not a hydraulic-driven machine. It's an entry-level excavator. So I understand it has limitations. However, at the same time, too, they are marketing them as a heavy-duty product as well, all the same. So these things are failing because they're probably produced in such mass, large, fast quantity. The wiring in them is really very small, so I've heard a lot of guys say that the wiring rubs on parts of the metal, shorts out pieces. Then as soon as you have to deal with this circuit board, that's actually a brand new replaced circuit board that I put into this thing to try and get it going after the motor for the boom was failing. That never ended up working out. It just gave me actually the same problems I had before with the brand new circuit board. I spent a lot of money on trying to fix these things up, and I was actually getting to the point when I said, hey, you know, I've spent almost enough money that I could have bought a new one. So I was like, oh, there's a new improved one, I'll buy that instead. Bought it. I bought it, and I made a video of the first use of it on October the 11th. And I honestly used this thing maybe about 5 times because I've been doing other builds and learning stuff. um, 5 times and the thing breaks. It's just ridiculous. So, you know, just kind of, you know, I can't stop people from buying these things. They're going to buy them, they're going to sell them, but, you know, maybe something to consider. These reviews like these where, you know, I know everybody wants an excavator and I want one because they're just a great versatile thing to have when you're playing with models and stuff like that. They do a lot of stuff, but, you know, just so you know, they don't really seem to last very long. Like I said, I've had two. There's two sitting right in front of me here. I didn't rip them apart. They broke. And so, yeah. I actually, fortunately enough, though, have the base of this working. And I plugged it in this morning, this guy right here, into here. So I'm actually going to switch this around and put this bottom onto this. So this thing's really going to be a Frankenstein machine. As it stands right now, it's a V2 base, body, electronics, arm, bucket, all V4. That's all V4. V2 cab and body on here, and it's about to become a V2 base with V4 electronics, with the arm, and that'll being V4, and then the cab being V2. So I just thought it'd be a good idea to shoot a video of this, just even for my own documenting before I put it all together, because if Huina decides they want more videos, which I've already sent them a very detailed video of showing inside this thing not being modified at all. And again, for the record, you know, that's all original components in there. There's no weight added in there or anything. It's all as it came from the store. Painting a model doesn't affect whether or not a sprocket breaks off of a model. Painting a model, if that's the case in their opinion, then the stickers I put on it could have an effect on this part breaking, if that's where they want to go with it. This thing broke because it's made of just you know, Chinese pot metal or whatever. So yeah, hopefully I can get this thing back up and running. The beauty about it is, at this point now, even if it fails on me again, I've been talking to people online and I've gathered enough knowledge now, learn how to make limit switches, how to rewire this whole entire thing. So I'm going to probably be looking at doing something like that anyways in the future, just to get it actually, you know, working better. And if it puts on me again, then I'll be happy. I don't have to deal with Huina for any other parts and pieces. Unfortunately, I do want to redo my track loader, and I was looking at getting some of their boom screws, but I might have another solution for that, which I can avoid because I really don't want to give them any more of my money anymore. But I thought I could just put a bit of a review together so to cover as much stuff as I could, and just let people know that, you know, you're going to get good ones and you're going to get bad ones all the time. But with 5 uses, it's supposed to be the brand new one. And also, too, just so we're aware, what I have sitting behind me is my my play area, and they only go in this. I never ever have taken my stuff out into any sort of hard, abusive terrain. It's screened topsoil from a soil yard close to my house, and there's no rocks in there unless I've had a little tiny pebble from some little quartz or whatever I grabbed for a little detailing project. But it's not that. It's just screened, clean soil that is what I put my models into, because I like to keep them nice and dry and running in nice, clean soil so they don't take abuse for that very reason. So, yeah, as far as it goes with Huina, yeah, you know, what do you expect? You know, there's always going to be people that are going to say, well, you know, what did you expect? But, you know, at least I expect something to last a little bit longer than 5 times. And you think for 500 and something bucks, you'd get more than half a year's worth of playtime out of something like that. You know, it should be better than that. So, Huina, if you're listening, I really hope you start taking maybe a bit of customer feedback on people, because there's lots of room for improvement on your guys' models. It's a good idea. I'm not disputing that, but you know, you guys are marketing it also as a heavy duty model, and they're just not lasting. So maybe time to start listening to some people have to say and take into consideration, you know, what you guys are putting out there.